Well, let's talk about the last three categories we've got, the big ones. We started with actor in a supporting role, so let's start with actress in a leading role. The nominees: Jessica Chastain for Zero Dark 30, Jennifer Lawrence for Silver Linings Playbook, Emmanuelle Riva for Amour, Quvenzhane Wallis, I think. Did I get it right?
It's pretty close.
All right, I think that's for Beast of the Southern Wild. I'll be calling her Ms. Wallis from now on. And Naomi Watts for The Impossible. Did anyone see The Impossible?
No.
Not yet.
It's been in town, and I keep thinking, oh, she got nominated. I should go see it. But it just looks kind of soul-crushing.
I'll take the hit on it.
And I just, I don't know about that one. For me, this one's one of those categories that it's strange because you've got a little kid nominated. You've also got a foreign actress nominated.
An old foreign
Yeah. And you've got, sort of a couple of younger actresses and sort of someone who has never achieved a massive amount of fame, but who's always been well respected. So I'm talking about Jessica Chastain and Jennifer Lawrence as sort of the younger actresses, and Naomi Watts, who's been in a lot of great movies, has clearly proven that she's a competent actress, but has never achieved I don't feel like A-list celebrity fame.
She's not a household name probably by any means.
For me, this comes down to Jessica Chastain versus Jennifer Lawrence. And I think I would lean towards Jessica Chastain because she really carries that movie in a lot of ways. She does have one line that I absolutely hate, and I cannot imagine how it got into the movie. I can't repeat it on this podcast. But she says it to the director of the CIA, and she says, "I'm the blank that found him."
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're talking to the CIA director. And she says it in such like a nasty, it's like totally out of character. I didn't buy it at all.
Yeah.
That line really rubbed me the wrong way. So I could go either way, Jessica Chastain.
Hopefully that's
Jennifer
the clip
Lawrence.
they use at the Oscars.
I hope so.
Fantastic.
Yes. Yes. I like Jennifer Lawrence in general. Every time I see her interviewed, she's, interesting. It's clear that she doesn't take herself too seriously. So she's sort of an interesting person to pay attention to. And I think she did a really great job in this. She really sort of played that kind of sort of intense, irrational type of person that has serious damage. And you really believe that. I just believed everything she did. So I could really go in either direction, either Jessica Chastain or Jennifer Lawrence. Not having seen Naomi Watts in The Impossible, I don't know what's up with that one. But
yeah, I think you're right. It's down to Chastain and Lawrence for the award. Chastain, you're right, carries the movie, but so much of her carrying the movie is staring at a computer screen, or staring at information, and it just didn't move me. Like, her performance didn't move me in ways that, to be honest, Jennifer Lawrence's did.
Mm-hmm.
I've yet to see Amour, so I hate saying, "Oh, this was the best performance by a female this year."
Mm-hmm.
But I think Jennifer Lawrence is going to win, and that's who I want to win out of these.
Yeah, actually, I'm the same way. As much as I love Jessica Chastain's performance, I thought Jennifer Lawrence, just kind of touched me more. I thought it had the higher degree of difficulty in a way, if you will. Well, I guess you could argue Chastain because she has to do everything kind of internally, and that can be difficult too. But let me put it this way, Lawrence kind of had more notes to play.
Well, the other thing about Lawrence's character is playing sort of a mentally ill character. She had to frequently say one thing and mean something totally different.
Yeah, that's a good point.
She did that really well.
Yeah.
And I loved her in Winter's Bone
Yeah.
a few years ago.
Yeah, she's just great.
And it was a totally different character. It's not like she's a one-note
Well, and I think what Jessica Chastain's doing the same thing. She was in The Help as a totally different character. She was in, what's the...
Tree of Life.
Tree of Life, that's what I was thinking of, where she's playing a totally different character. So I love that we have these two actresses doing the work they do. I want to see more of people, actresses especially, that can get these kinds of roles and do those many different types of things on film.
Well, that's the thing.
Exactly.
Getting these types of roles is
that's
the tricky part of the equation.
I'm sure we have plenty of actresses who can do it. We just need them to sort of be able to get those parts.
Yeah, and the most thing I'm impressed by is that Jessica Chastain and Jennifer Lawrence have done it at such a young age in their careers that they're only helping themselves. I mean, they could pretty much from this point, whether one of them or none of them gets it, because I have a strange feeling that might happen. Not seeing Amour, I mean, again, I wouldn't be surprised. But I have this strange feeling that Beast of the Southern Wild, I don't know. I feel like so many people got so enamored by that movie and just sort of her performance that could win. If I had only seen Zero Dark 30 once, I would easily say that Jennifer Lawrence would take it. But I've seen it twice, and again, that sort of internalization of the character kind of came out a little bit more the second time around. But when you said that Jennifer Lawrence's character had to say one thing but meant another, that cemented it for me. So I'm going to have to go with Jennifer Lawrence.
And plus, the political or the Hollywood game aspect of this is another thing to think of with these really big races. Jennifer Lawrence headlining franchise films. It's nice to throw a bone to films or to people that work in those fields. And so I think she's going to win because she's making a lot of money for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing about this category is it's frequently, the last 5 or 6 years, it's frequently been about most famous person who doesn't already have an Oscar.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep threw it off last year when she won for Iron Lady, which was a weird choice.
I forgot she even won.
Yeah, exactly. You forgot she won. That sounds great for an Oscar. But Jennifer Lawrence might be at that point in her career where she's still really young, so I don't know that she's a shoo-in. But it's like that. It's like when Halle Berry gets an Oscar, even though I think she deserved it. Julia Roberts got an Oscar for Erin Brockovich, and it's sometimes about the most famous actress who doesn't already have an Oscar. So. Jennifer Lawrence might not be that famous yet, but
I think the difference here, though, is that you keep mentioning all those movies. Well, keep in mind the movies that Halle Berry and Julia Roberts were doing weren't necessarily strong art.
Yeah.
We'll just use art movie as a term here. Whereas Jennifer Lawrence has proven, Winter's Bone is definitely not a Hollywood movie.
yeah, she's also been nominated. Before
Exactly.
as well.
That's true.
And usually once you get past your first nomination, not a lot of people win on their first nomination.
Yeah.
So you get that second nomination, although Jessica Chastain was nominated for Best Supporting for The Help as well. So I don't. This is a
Naomi
real.
Watts has been nominated as well.
Yeah, this is a real toss-up.
Jennifer Lawrence is the most famous person out of these 5.
That's true.
I would say, that's
Yeah.
true.
I think that has something.
Yeah.
And that's to say, too, we're talking franchise movies. She's not awful in The Hunger Games either.
No,
she
no.
carries that movie. So it's like she's not doing all these random roles.
Yeah.
Everything she's done, I think, so far has been very strong. So I think
horrible horror movie, The Last House
on the Left.
Oh.
Yeah.
They just released it this year because The Hunger Games did so well.
Yeah.
Don't see it.
Yeah. But it's her consistency, I think, is probably going to pay off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So will win, should win, real quick. I think. You know what? I think Jennifer Lawrence will win. We've all talked me into it. Jennifer Lawrence will win, should win. Jason.
I think, I think Jennifer Lawrence should win. I think Jessica Chastain might win it. I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm going to be that guy this year.
Yeah.
The doppelganger.
I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah.
I want Jennifer Lawrence to win, but I have a feeling Chastain will win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence for both, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
All right. A Place for Film is recorded at WFIU Studios in Bloomington, Indiana.